So, is it even possible to live a life free of regret? What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the vlog. Just wanted to get it started here as I'm getting ready. We got some stuff we gotta go do while the boys are still in school. So, we're running out of time. We gotta hit the road. We'll explain more about this in the car. Let's go. We are on our way to one of the local funeral homes. There was another passing of someone that we knew. It was actually Drew's longtime neighbor.
Yeah, my parents' neighbor.
So,
I grew up next to.
pretty crappy. It really sucks.
Very unexpected.
Don't like going to stuff like this, and I feel like this is becoming something that's happening way too often. But unfortunately, we have no control over that.
Yeah.
So right now we are actually on our way out. We got to go pick Drew's dad up, and we're going to go together to the funeral home to pay our respects. Then we're going to get on with this day. So there's probably going to be some stuff that we'll touch on throughout the day, things that are on our minds, on our hearts, things that we want to talk about.
You have a good message.
And yeah, we look forward to sharing that with you. But my phone's ringing. We're running a little late, so we will catch up with you guys in a little bit.
1 hour later.
All right, well, we are back home, walking down to the bus to greet little Christopher from his day at school. Something to talk about, guys. The fact that life is short.
Yes.
And there is no...
So am I. Sorry.
There is no denying that, and it's something that we all need to be aware of, and something that could really affect how we carry ourselves, how we treat others, how we handle situations and stuff like that. And it's important to keep sight of that. Try to live lives that are free from regrets that'll carry with you the rest of your days here. The only lot in life that's a guarantee is that our day will come where everything we know here won't last. Something to think about for sure, you know? And unfortunately, these are topics that we've been thinking about a lot recently because we've suffered a lot of loss. And
Yeah, a lot.
you know,
recently.
a lot of the pain that people carry with them after those losses could have been things that could have been prevented or handled differently. And you know, unfortunately, you only get that one shot at it. And when that shot's gone, you know, you can't go back and make right. That's a tough nut for a lot of people to swallow.
Yeah, I think that aside from the pain of, losing your loved one and them not being here with you anymore, we've kind of noticed that a lot of that lingering pain kind of has to do with regret. I don't know if that's something, it's always kind of a message you hear, live with no regrets, and stuff like that. And it's probably harder said than done, but I've kind of noticed that a lot of that is, I wish that, I hadn't said this, crossword to this person. I wish that I had appreciated them more, let them know that more. And that's regret-based, and I was kind of fascinated by that because it's something that I noticed a lot recently in all these losses.
Yeah, and it's something that you could do. You could do things to change that and learn from that. So that's what we're going to touch on today. So, is it even possible to live a life free of regret? I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. Because no matter what, the only reason we regret things is because hindsight is always 20/20. And at the time of whatever it is that you may be regretting what you chose to do, you didn't know that at that time, that months, days, years, whatever later, that you were going to regret those decisions. So it's impossible to live a life free of regret. And that's something important to understand. But the big thing is you need to learn from that, and you need to grow as a person, and you need to apply whatever it may be that was your form of regret to change that in the future, to turn your regret into triumph, into something positive. And that, I think, is probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I could give anyone. I'll give you guys a quick example. I had a friend come into my life a couple years back, and this friend just so happened to have a drug problem. And I didn't know how to handle that situation. I didn't know how to intervene in this kid's life in a way that was gonna show him hope and love and all the possibility. Needless to say, not having that knowledge, we lost that friend, and that was something that weighed heavy on me for a while. Fast forward a couple years, and another friend came into my life, and it just so happened to be he was battling the same drug problem my friend from a couple years was dealing with. Well, this time I was better equipped for the situation. After really looking back and thinking of what I could have done, what I could have said to help friend A that I never did, I then figured it out. And when friend B came along with the same issue, I was better equipped for the situation. Needless to say, it's tough. It's really tough to learn from stuff like that and apply it. Not many people get the chance to apply what they've learned again, and I was blessed in a sense. You ask, how could you be blessed by having a friend that's a junkie? But I was blessed to get another one, and that was huge for me. And I handled things completely different from the first friend. And, you know, glory be to God, because it was all through him. Friend B is clean today. Friend B has hope. Friend B has a smile on his face that most people never thought they would see again. And that's where it really counts. I took something that I regretted in the past of how I handled the situation, and I applied it when the opportunity arose, and I was able to help someone in desperate need of finding hope and love to really find it where it's to be found, and that's not in a syringe or with a pill or anything like that. So I guess the moral of the story is we're all going to have some form of regret in our lives at some point, like it or not. That's life. Life's not fair. It was never meant to be easy. But if we could learn from our mistakes, and if we could apply changes that could ultimately change someone else's life, then maybe that regret, maybe the way you handled that scenario the first time had to happen that way, so that the second time it comes around, you're better equipped for it. So learn from those mistakes, learn from those regrets, and change who you are inside. Treat people the way you want it to be, so that this way, when they're gone, you're not sitting there going, man, I really wish I spent more time with so-and-so, or I wish I never said that to so-and-so. Take an opportunity like this to reach out to that so-and-so and make right that wrong that would turn into a regret. That's how you could avoid it. And sometimes it's just not avoidable. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna suck. But if you could learn from it and better yourself as a person and learn to love on others and treat people the way you wanted to treat them, even though you didn't treat them that way at the time, then that's where you win. And that's what's important. Life's short, we only get one chance. So make that chance count. And if you've done something to wrong someone, reach out to them and say sorry. And don't just say sorry for saying sorry. Say sorry because you feel it in your heart. And that regret is avoided. That's how I view it.